Hey babies, and how are you all doing? Hope you guys are doing fine. Hope you're doing great. Hope everywhere Marama, hope everywhere Stewa. Welcome back babies. Guys, do not forget to subscribe to this channel, turn on your notification bell, and also do not forget to give Mimi a huge thumbs up and then share this video. Thank you. If you ask me, you guys, after on Sunday till date, I feel like it's been an interesting one with the top 10. What do you guys think about that? you know they've been actually giving us the vibe top 10 should give us, like the house is not bored, like it's not boring, like they are trying anyways, because it's not easy. That house is so big, but they are trying. You guys, yesterday after the housemates went back to the house, Biggie supplied goodies for them, chocolates, bara ss, like it was too much. They were so happy. Ice cream. Guess what? They did not need to order it. Biggie gave them for free. Why? Because it's their final week. They've been eating chicken in that house like saying water. It's just fun. So later on, the head of house came out with a brief, you guys, and it was a punishment for Kola. You guys, Kola is one of my favorite housemates this season. I won't lie. You know why? I always choose the way to happiness, because why wouldn't I be happy now? He is one person that makes me laugh. His facial expression is out of this world, you guys. The way he opens his eyes wide, the way he looks confused most of the time. That is why I accept what Thelma said about Kola the other time when they were having individual diary session, when they were having that week, they were having that flying solo week, they had a diary session with themselves where Thelma was asked the question, who do you find as the most funniest housemate? Many people were saying rude boy culture, which is true, those ones are funny. Thelma did mention them too and included Kola. And then she said she would go for Kola. Why? Because Kola do not even need to make moves and he's funny. Sometimes you look at him, you will laugh, and that's so true. He is funny and you does not know that he is funny. So any which ways, you guys. So the brief was for Kola. Yeah. Big Brother has instructed a punishment for Kola. Kola is not gonna be talking to anyone. He's gonna be sending out his message through the tab. He would write on it, and then whoever he's writing to would read it out. Now Kola Cho has actually put him into one place. What did he do? Biggie said Kola had reviewed some of the conversation he had with Biggie agents on the red telephone. He has somehow reviewed some part of that information to maybe some of the housemates or whatever. And now Kola seems so confused. He seems like this thing is not what he did. It's giving Biggie, I did not do this. You could see here in his pad, he wrote, Big Brother, I would love to defend myself. And I would like to explain, that he is confused. That was what he wrote on his pad. So he said he would like to defend himself and explain because he did not do this. And now the question is, who did this pit for him? Tell me how would because I remember Mensah's conversation with Emisi, the one of the funniest conversation. Mensah was like, "Women una be Delilah, una don't make Kola talk now." And guess what? Something did happen. Before you know it, I was like, "Oh, did Kola say this to anybody?" Every other person's had this red telephone conversation. They all kept it to themselves. We had Coin, we had Cable. They received that call. They did not tell anybody anything. Why is Kola sitting on this table? Now it now happened that, do you remember the day on Sunday that their parents came? Whilst all of them would finish and come outside, so it was Kola, what's the name, Dede and Cable sitting together, and then later on Mide came to join them. It was Dede who asked this question. So it may seem as though now they dig this pit for Kola, because Dede asked Kola that, is this what your red telephone call was all about? Kola said, no, my red telephone call is not that deep like that. I was thinking it's something that serious, but it wasn't that deep. That was what he was saying, that he wasn't that deep. He did not mention the content or whatever he had with Biggie Agent X. He was like, he was thinking it's something that deep, but it wasn't that deep. Him saying that already, it's giving off that he has reviewed something, right? Yeah. Saying that it wasn't that deep is already a sign that you have reviewed something. And then, one thing this housemate need to know is Biggie would not lie against them. Biggie will not do that. So any which ways, Kola is still confused, but truly, he's peeled about that. And then Dede was like, oh, now immunity you get. Kola was like, me, I no get immunity. I mean, so then they share the immunity. I don't know whether now waiting capable get, but I no get them. The conversation did happen, and I think that is why Biggie gave him this punishment. Maybe in his session with Biggie, he would defend himself and Biggie would let him know where he has gone wrong. As if that is not all, big brother, I thought my babies are supposed to be enjoying this final week. Why are you stressing my babies, Biggie? Why are you stressing the top 10? Big brother introduced a special task to this housemate yesterday night. He introduced a life-size doll to the housemates. It's giving big brother's daycare. Yes, the housemates are to care for this baby, make sure the baby is safe, feed the baby, pacify the baby when the baby is crying. And Big Brother divided the housemates into teams. They were in twos. Sultana and Isabella were to care together for the baby. Mensan and Konyu, they were to care together for the baby. Inisi and Kola, they were to care together for the baby. And then Dede and Jason, followed by followed by what was it called, K-Bobo and Faith. They were to care for these babies in twos. You get the point. So Mensan's own was so funny to me. Mensan cared for these babies so well. Cared for the baby, carried the baby on his back, was doing cleaning the kitchen and all of that. Emisi joined him and they were having fun with it. Meanwhile, whilst Mensa was catering and caring for the baby, right? Mensa was telling Missy that the baby would cry, that Missy should not disturb the baby. Guess what? Guess what Emisi did? Emisi was like, the baby cannot cry. There's no battery in the baby. As if Big Brother overheard Emisi. When it was Emisi's and Kola's turn, the baby started crying. 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 Not be small cry. They were pacifying the baby, telling baby sorry. Even Kola was just dancing, carrying the baby. Dancing, carrying the baby. Kola was not speaking, so he was just dancing, carrying the baby. It was a fun one, I'm not gonna lie. It's actually a fun one. Even it was when it was Dede's turn, Jason was in the HOH lounge still sleeping. Though he tried to be awake when it was their turn, but he later dozed off. It was Dede who took the baby, carried the baby on her head, and like that, went to the room. Oh my god, it was really a fun one, I won't lie. Any which ways, you guys, Kanye fans are jubilating. Why? Because what's the name? Jason was telling Kanye that you don't have really honor, for the house. And then Kanye was like, he has not done a thing as that he knows what Isabella is doing, but they have not done anything. You guys remember Mensan delivered the info to Jason that Isabella and Kanye they do kerewa, and then this is Kanye coming to say, listen, it didn't happen. I know what Isabella is trying to do, but I'm not gonna let that happen yet. And guess what? The fans have been jubilating. You know why? Because there has been so much uproar on the social space on how Kanye has lost attention, on how Kanye lost attention and be facing Isabella. All of those talks is just too much on the social space. So now fans are happy hearing that for Kanye, but whether they've done anything or not, Kanye, you fans, it is left for you guys to do what you have to do. Anyways, Tracy says faith is weird. Now, why did Tracy say this? So I think it was because of the conversation Faith was having with Dede. The kind of conversation Faith has, like, he puts in so much attention to details, right? So Faith was the only housemate who came into the house and he put in his attention into the painting in the house, the little paintings in the house, because I remember then he carried one housemate, took them close to a painting and was like, this is what the painting means, this is what the painting means. And the housemate was like, you don't read meaning to this thing like this. Any which ways, why this person said Faith is weird, in as much as I've always said that he have some weird info. In fact, most of the housemates he has had conversation with be like, oh, this guy. But the conversation he had that got to people was he actually made reference to a brush. I think it was a brush they used for the toilet or something. He said that brush, the name on it is Ets. That is ATE. And it just went straight to his head like, whoever made this brush Ets, that is what it is giving. So it is okay to actually take the brush, where the write-up is on, and show to somebody you wanted to appreciate. Like, he goes so deep into things, and then you take somebody that has high IQ to understand faith and where he is coming from. Any which ways, that being said, he also has some conversation about his family, how they wanted to remove him from the belly because the daddy lost his job. He was working with Cowbell, and then When he lost the job, he did not tell the mom. He was just going out every day, going to his friend's place, until the mom now told him that she's pregnant, and the man was so surprised. So he was trying to, give us the gist, and the camera left that scenario. But when the camera went back, himself and Dede was discussing about what they look forward to outside. And then Faith said one thing he would look forward to is the task, that he doesn't care what people say about him in the house, that is solely their business, but his focus is going to be what he did in the arena, that he wants to watch himself. So they started discussing how they want Super Commando together. It was just a fun chat with them. At some point, Faith now said something. I think this is happening because of boredom. And then Dede was like, exactly, because on a normal day, I will not be having conversation with you. But because of we are abroad, we have few housemates. So our people are locked in, so we just don't have a choice but to talk to each other. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so funny to see. It's good to know that two of you know that all of this convo is happening because of the house is scanty. Any which ways, guys, I'll be dropping it here to leave the rest for you guys in the comment section. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so. Thank you. And also do not forget to like and share this video. Thank you so much for always sailing with me. Mwah.